going on, y'all? It's your boy Nindo back from the Dragon Ball Legends video, and today we are taking you through the best teams and equipments for the new Ultra Super Saiyan Goku on 7th anniversary. Anyway, timestamps are all going to be in the bio, which is going to separate the teams I have, and then it's going to separate the equipments, which are basically at the end of the video, so if you want to skip to that, see his best equipments, you can go ahead and do that. But anyway, let's get started. So first team we have is Saiyans, right? And all these teams are going to have like different builds and stuff like that, and I'm not going to lie, bro. I've watched Sakashi's videos, and I had to take one from the guy, because the last video I did, I went through all the units. I'm still going to show you your options, but all the options and alternatives are going to be on the side. So W Sakashi for that, just want to point that out. But anyway, so yeah, first team is going to be Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, MUI Goku, and then Kaioken Goku. I think by far, this is going to be his best disputable team. Kaioken was already in the talks for top 2 before this Goku came, right? And now that this Goku's yellow, it gives him more value, so you're going to want a red unit around to take care of this Goku himself, right? And with more red units being around, you're going to want a blue unit around to, you know, take care of that red unit who's trying to, you know, kill your yellow unit. And then, you know, Ultra Goku is just the best unit in the game, like no brainer. So I just think this team is going to be great. So we have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku Zenkai buff, the Super Saiyan Namek Goku Zenkai buff, and then Kakarot. And then, of course, you have your interchangeables. For example, if you wanted to switch out the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and you didn't have him as a Zenkai buff option, you could pick Yellow Bardock. He has a Blatzy ability, so it's going to be worse for the team since it's melee. But it's a Zenkai buff, and he's also going to give health to the leader slot unit, so that's going to be good. But if you don't have Yellow Bardock, you can also maybe just double Zenkai buff. You know, the Blue UI Goku, for example, go over to maybe, let's get off Legends Limited. Yeah, so go over to like Blue Pan, you know, and stuff like that. But I'm going to have everything in order on the side anyway. So Kakarot, if you don't want to use him as a health bench, he is the best health bench for this team. Because he does give like 20% health, and then he's Zenkai buffing, you know, Kaioken Goku. But if you wanted to use like a straight up Zenkai buff and not Kakarot himself, you could deviate over into this Super Saiyan Goku here, who's going to Zenkai buff Kakarot. And then even if you wanted to maybe just double Zenkai buff Goku and keep that health bench, you could also just pick Kakarot back here, Saiyan Goku. You know what I mean? There's a plethora of options. But as far as the interchangeables, you're going to have a lot of interchangeables here because it's Saiyans, you know what I mean? So from this point, you can just pick anything here that you want for the most part, you know what I mean? If you wanted to pick Saiyan Saga Vegeta, you could pick Saiyan Saga Vegeta. If you wanted to pick, I don't know, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you could pick Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Although his range might not be the best idea. You could go ahead and pick Godku in there if you wanted to. Work him out, maybe take Vegeta out, and then pick UI Goku back and make that work out. And even if you were new to the game, and let's say your only Saiyan unit besides maybe UI Goku was Sparking Kale Caulifla, you could be Sparking Kale Caulifla here, who could also work with Godku. Just a lot of interchangeable stuff, because they're all going to just share those Z abilities and those Zenkai buffs. It's Saiyans, so it's just going to work out great. But anyway, let me go over to my next team, and then I'll show you how that's working. Next team, I think this is going to be runner-up for the best team. It depends how powerful Frieza is, because I think Frieza himself is a real strong powerhouse. I do think Goku's better. But I think the reason why this team works so great is because one of the Zenkai buffs they have, which is going to Zenkai buff Frieza and then give strike abilities to everybody. So anyway, we have Ultra Frieza here. Again, we don't have the units yet, so yeah. Ultra Frieza leader slot. Then you have Goku here. His Ultra ability is all based off Saiyans. So you could take this guy off the leader slot, right? And you could leader slot any unit you want, and as long as Saiyans are at the, you know, core of the team, he's gonna get all of his abilities. Just be, I don't know why they gave him Saiyans, but it's crazy. And then I had Kaioken Goku here, but he is interchangeable with other units, of course. But anyway, this Goku is great, especially for this certain scenario, right? Because he gives 3% strike pure, which means he's giving a lot of strike to Son family, right? And then he's giving 35% strike attack and defense to everybody. So that's great. And then on top of all that, to support Frieza, he's giving Frieza a Zenkai buff. So it's like, this is literally the best bench you can have on this team. Probably the unit you don't want to take off if you want everybody to succeed and you want Frieza to have his Zenkai buffs and make up for the fact that he's blast on like a strike team. Then you have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, of course. Everybody knows about this guy. Strike attack and defense, right? Zenkai buff. Everybody knows about that guy. And then again, best health bench is going to be Kakarot because he gives 20% health to the Goku, so he's going to give 20% health to Frieza, and then he's going to be Zenkai buffing Kaioken Goku, so that's going to be great. Now, hypothetically, if you didn't have this Goku, or if you didn't have any of these other Zenkai buffs, right, you're going to have a bunch of interchangeables, like I said, so you don't have to really overthink it. Just add whatever Zenkai buff you can to Zenkai buff Ultra Goku or Kaioken Goku, because after that, I don't think you have any other options for Frieza. So yeah, for the most part, like I said, don't overthink it. You can either use Yellow Bardock, right, which would be fine. It's gonna give Blast to Frieza, who's Blast based, so it could kind of, you know, work out. And he's gonna give health to Frieza, and he's gonna be Zenkai buffing the Goku, you know, etc., etc. If you don't have the Kakarot again, you can swap him out for, you know, the Super Saiyan Goku Zenkai buff, etc., etc. And then, right, again, you can pretty much do whatever the freak you want here. So let's say you wanted to run UI Goku, right, with this team. Sure. You know, you have Frieza to handle UI Goku himself. You have UI Goku for Kaioken Goku, who's probably going to be more relevant because of the Yellow Goku. And then you have the best Yellow Goku in the game just on the team. So you can make that work out as well. You just have pretty much a plethora of options. From this point on, it's just any Saiyan you want to pick here. So again, do not overthink these team setups. Like, Goku is a very, like, bounce around unit, you know what I'm saying? Also, there's another setup I want to show you that's going to involve the leader slot, but yeah, so again, you want to pick Cam Khalifa here, you want to pick Saiyan Saga Vegeta here, although, does that, yeah, it should work, because this Goku should buff Saiyans. You want to pick Saiyan Saga Vegeta here, any relevant Saiyan, God Goku, you can pick God Goku here. Anything you want for the most part, but I do think that Kaioken Goku and the MUI Goku is going to be the best setup. Now, the last team, let's just show it. Like I said, you can get really sloppy with... Why did I do that? You can get really sloppy with this Goku. Again, Saiyan Ultra ability, right? UMV doesn't have a Saiyan Ultra ability, so you put him in leader slot, so he gets all his Ultra abilities. And since everybody here is a Saiyan anyway, the Ultra Goku is going to be getting all of his Ultra abilities. And then you put MUI Goku on the side with that, and then you double Zenkai buff UMV and Super Saiyan Goku with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Bardock. Now for this setup specifically, I do highly recommend having UI Goku here. Like, highly recommend, because he's going to be here as an anchor for you when Kaioken Goku comes out, because obviously somebody's going to want to run a red unit against you with a setup like this, and if other people are going to run setups like this, there's going to be people running red units. This is why UI Goku's here, because you want UI Goku to defend you against those units, be able to stall. Super Saiyan Goku is going to be able to save UI Goku from death, so it's going to give him more survivability. So for example, if Kaioken Goku catches you in a rut, where he hits the Solar Flare, and he's trying to KO your UI Goku, and he knocks him out with the Endurance Null or whatever, Super Saiyan Goku's gonna come save him. Hey, UI Goku, you're back again. Hang in there, Chief. I need you to keep finding those red units as me and UMV just dog on pretty much anybody else that comes in our path. You know what I'm saying? So, UMV might be seeing a little bit of a... I don't know. It's gonna be weird for him. I don't know. I think he might stay where he is in the top 10 spot or move up, because it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. He's just gonna be... he's gonna work well with the Goku. UMV works well with anybody. So, since Yellows are back in game, you can pit him with UMV. And then when you have the Super Saiyan Namek Goku Zenkai buff, right? And then again, if you wanted to switch him out, you could pit somebody like Pan and right, yeah, the Sparking Pan, etc., etc. You do that. And then if you don't have this Super Saiyan for Goku, or you don't have the Bardock, you could put a health bench here if you wanted to, which again would be Kakarot, because he's gonna give the Gokus the 20% health. He's not going to be Zenkai buffing anybody, but it's 20% health. So at the end of the day, it still works. Both Gokus are being, well, both UMV and Goku are being Zenkai buffed. UI Goku's being Zenkai buffed, etc., etc. So yeah, for the most part, this Goku's teams are mostly just a plethora of Saiyan combinations. And you can really build him as you see fit with the common units that they have at the moment. But let me know how you felt about this video. Again, I don't think it has to be too explanatory. I got every substitute on the side, and then I'm going to take you into the equipments and then show you the best equipments for this Goku. And one thing I forgot to mention, you can run this Krillin on any team I showed. Just make sure he's on leader slot, and if Namek Goku is in the leader slot, switch him over to the core. Alright, so now I'm going to take you through the equipments. I'm going to start with the first two. I think they're the must grinds, and the other ones have like requirements to them. So I'm going to explain them to you as we go. And then, you know, if your team fits those requirements, you're going to put that there. So the first two are going to be base equips, and the last ones are going to be pure, because I believe in 2 base equips and 1 pure. Pure is basically equipments that have requirements to them. So like it adds differently, and you always want to have that pure, because like it multiplies differently, makes the stats better. I'm not gonna go into that entire breakdown. So the first equipment, right, what I think is a must grind, is Unfazed Smile. It's the Beast Gohan Son family yellow equipment, right? It has 15% blast attack in the first slot, and the second slot has 10% special move damage, 10% ultimate damage, 10% health restoration, and then 35% strike attack. So that's going to be good for Goku. He does restore health, and then he does have an ultimate, he does have a blue card. You want that blue card to hit hard because it racks up like 100% damage inflicted, and you want that to be really strong when it hits the opponent. Second equip is going to be an Awakened equip. You must be Frieza. Now, requirements are Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga Z. First slot is 10% strike defense and 10% special move damage. So again, a big buff to special move damage. Second slot is 15% strike attack and then 15% strike defense. And then third slot is 20% strike attack and then 10% blast attack. So a total of 35% strike attack. You got the special move damage, you got defenses. Pretty much has everything you want in a unit. You can pretty much use this on anybody. It's a really good unit. Really good equipment. Anyway, I'm going to skip over to this one only because this is the equipment you're going to grind if for some reason you can't grind one of the first two, because it's a base equip and it's really easy to grind. I don't think it's better than the first two, but it's really good. So this equipment is called It's Okay Guys. I'll be right there. Should be really easy to grind. First slot is 20% strike defense. Second slot is 30% strike attack. And then third slot is 10% health. Okay, actually hovering over a second replacement unit for those first two that are going to be good. The Once Again You Have Returned Jiren equipment as 15% strike, basically 45% strike, and then 30% strike defense. So again, this is a replacement for the first 3. The first 3 I mentioned are all better, but this one is also an option if you want to grind something and you want an easy grind and you just want to use anything that you might just have on stock already. All right, now for after that, we're going to start going into the pures in order. Now again, these are requirements. You have to build these like teams certain ways if you want to use this. But if the team is built in a certain way, this might be the best one. It's almost unbelievable that you could choose to Face Me equipment. Has 12% health, 15% strike pure. 50% strike pure, and then 15% strike defense, 15% blast defense, and then 15% blast pure. Now for that third slot to activate, you do need basically a Frieza Saga LOE unit on the team. So that would pretty much be Ultra Frieza, or maybe like the yellow full power Frieza just got a Zenkai. Now if those units are not on the team with Goku, then you shouldn't use this equip because it's not going to activate his full abilities. Now for the next one that's pretty similar, Unleash Your True Power. Now this equipment is basically the same as the last one, but you need 3 battle members who are Son family. So like everybody on the team has to be Son family. If that's the case, you can choose in between 15% blast defense or 15% strike defense. For the first slot, second slot you have 20% strike defense and then 12% strike attack pure. Third slot you have 20% blast defense and then 12% blast attack pure. So you're getting the pure offenses just like I want you to, which I think you should have. And then just pretty much well-rounded equip, gives him more defense, he can tank more, build up his gauge more, and then yeah, but remember you have to run 3 Son family units. Now if you're not under any of those specific scenarios, maybe you're under this one. With this equipment, has My Wish Come True Shenron Gold equipment. This equipment only works if you're running a triple melee team. Triple melee, everybody has to be melee on the 3 units you're on field with have to be melee. If that's the case, he gets 10% health and then he gets a whopping 18% strike pure. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's gonna boost his strike offenses like a lot. So like if you add that with the base equips I gave you at the beginning, he's gonna get the 10% health, of course, that's always good, and then 18% strike pure, and it's gonna be really good. Now these ones are just like, take it back. Okay, this one is really good as well. 12% special move damage on the first slot. You wanted me at my strongest, so here I am. Second slot is 15% strike defense and then 15% strike attack for 3 members that are episode Frieza Saga Z. 15% defense and then 15% blast attack when 3 members are episode Saga Frieza Saga Z. So the whole team, everybody has to be Frieza Saga. So let's say you're running Ultra Goku, Frieza, and then Krillin, then you can use this equipment. Like Ultra Goku, Frieza, and then maybe the yellow Frieza, then you can use this equipment. If that's not the case, do not use this equipment. It's not going to work for you. Now, these are just throw arounds. If you have these equipments, you can use them. I don't recommend them. The You Can't Win equipment gives you 32% strike attack, 25% strike defense, and then 18% blast pure for every Saiyan battle member. So it's okay. I wouldn't run to it, but if that's all you have, it's usable. And then for the last one, we have the Ultimate Gohan Awakens equip. You can either get 32% blast attack in the first slot or 32% strike attack, and then basically you get a whole bunch of defenses if you have a Saiyan and then a hybrid on your team. So yeah, that will be it for the equips. Again, I kind of went in order from which ones are the best and which ones are the easier to work with ones to, like, you know, the least ones, etc, etc. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments for sure. And outside of that, hope you guys enjoy using a new Ultra Super Saiyan Goku. It's your boy Nindo signing off. I'll see you boys later.